In this video, we will cover AED use at Enloe Medical Center for BLS providers. There are two AED models for use at Enloe Medical Center and affiliated clinics. There are the Zoll AED Plus and R-Series monitor defibrillator. The AED Plus can be found in the major gathering places at the main hospital and in the majority of our outpatient clinics, and the R-Series can be found in the inpatient areas of the hospital and some outpatient sites. It is critical that you know your responsibilities during a cardiac arrest event. You should know the number to reach the closest advanced responders for your area, how to quickly assess the person, and where your AED and emergency equipment are located. It is important to remember that each AED varies from model to model. It is important that you be familiar with your unit and its location. Let's take a moment to discuss the functions of both units and watch two demonstrations of their use. The AED Plus is a very user-friendly device that will prompt the responder with audio and visual prompts. The AED pads are a one-piece electrode pad with a CPR landmark feedback device. The pediatric pads are a two-piece electrode for use in children under the age of 8. The AED Plus will be located in one of two places. It will either be located on a wall unit, where the backup pads are located behind the unit, or on a BLS cart, where the backup pads will be located in the top drawer. Let's take a look at a brief scenario using this unit. After assuring your safety, check the person for responsiveness. Immediately call for help and ask someone to bring an AED. Check the person for breathing and a pulse. Turn the AED on and follow the prompts. Attached to the adult pads is a response prep kit. Cut away the clothes. Use the items in the prep kit to ensure the pads will stick firmly to the person's skin. Follow the instructions on the pads for correct placement. Ensure the CPR landmark device is located in the center of the chest at the mammillary line. If two responders are present, one responder should continue CPR on the feedback device as the other removes the backings and ensures the pads are making full contact with the chest. One pad at the upper right chest and the other on the lower left chest near the mid-axillary line. If the person has a large body build, the lower pads can be ripped for better placement, as seen here. Once the pads have been connected, the analyze phase will begin. There should be no compressions or ventilations during this time. If a shock is advised, clear any who may be touching the person before initiating the shock. After the shock, immediately begin CPR, starting with chest compressions. The AED Plus has the following features. The display has a bar graph that shows the depth and recoil of your compressions. If you are not meeting the recommendations, the unit will tell you to make adjustments by giving the feedback of push harder or good compressions. Next, let's take a look at the features of the R-Series monitor defibrillator. The R-Series is located on the red crash carts throughout the main hospital and should have the one-step pads pre-connected to the unit for quick use. The R-Series has advanced functions. We will be looking at the BLS functions for this video. Like the AED Plus, the R-Series has real CPR help functions to increase the ease of use. One feature is a 1-2-3 defibrillate display. Let's break down a scenario using this unit. Start by connecting the pads to the person's chest. Open the pads and follow the directions for pad placement. Do this first by removing the pads. The number 1 pad is placed on the person's back below the left scapula, and the number 2 pad is placed in the center of the chest at the mammillary line with the feedback device in the same place you'll be performing CPR. Next, turn the unit on to the number 1 or defib mode, and under the number 2, press Analyze, which puts the monitor in AED mode. Remember, before shocking someone, first, remove any high concentrations of oxygen. Confirm no one is touching the person, the bed, or any equipment connected to the person, and loudly warn everyone to stand clear. Next to the number 3, press the glowing shock button. After the shock, immediately begin CPR starting with chest compressions. The R series has the following features. In the purple section is the CPR feedback. This section measures the following: depth of compressions, rate of compressions, recoil, and perfusion performance. There is also a CPR timer that counts down from 2 minutes. The compression depth indicator should be between 2.0 and 2.5 inches for adult CPR. The rate indicator should be between 100 and 120 compressions per minute. The release bar should be fully illuminated to show adequate recoil. And the CPR performance perfusion indicator combines depth, rate, and recoil into one display. This diamond should be fully illuminated. If CPR is interrupted for longer than 3 seconds, an idle timer is displayed until compressions are resumed. In summary, know your role in an emergency. Know the locations of the AED or monitor defibrillator in your work area. Remember, these devices will deliver life-saving electrical defibrillation and also help with the performance of CPR. We appreciate your participation and attention in watching this video.